Hey guys, it's Charlie here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Jamie Foxx's latest movie. It's called Day Shift. It also stars Snoop Dogg, Megan Good, Scott Atkins, Carlos Souza, and Dave Franco. Before I get into the spoiler review, because this is a spoiler review, I want you guys to watch the trailer so that you get an understanding of what I'm talking about. So watch the trailer, and I'll be back and we'll begin the review. Watch this.
It's gonna be a hot one in Los Angeles.
So what's on the agenda today?
Close your eyes, my son. My eyes are closed.
Like every day.
What are you doing in my room?
Hunting vampires. Money.
Vampire hunting is a business. Cut necks and cash your checks. But things have changed since you got your ass kicked out the union.
If I don't come up with 10K, my wife and my daughter are gonna move to Florida.
Hi, Dad. You're late again.
And the union is the only place that could give me that kind of money.
Your record is chock full of incidents. But he's a new man. One last chance. This is your final warning.
Let's get cracking.
Vampires just tried to kill me. Now I just pissed my favorite fucking
Hey, everybody pisses himself the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
yeah.
you?
No, I didn't. But listen, look, you did. You know what I see when I see a vamp? Big old dollar sign. Hey, don't you puke in here.
I swallowed it.
Locked and loaded.
Doggy dog in the motherfucking.
Vampires. They're amongst us. And all they are is murderers. It's not Eclipse, New Moon, Breaking Dawn Part 1. It ain't like that, all right?
Why do you know the names to all the specific Twilight films?
What?
And what's your gripe with Breaking Dawn Part 2? It's the exciting conclusion of the whole Twilight saga.
Welcome to the day shift, motherfucker.
Works every time.
Murder was the case that they gave me.
So, what did you guys think? Crazy, right? Trust me. When I saw the trailer for the first time, I thought, "Oh, this movie is gonna be crazy," and it was. It was fantastic. I loved it. Jamie Foxx in the vampire movie. I mean, come on. I mean, what could go wrong? I mean, what else do you expect? It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be hilarious, and it was. It was. I love this movie. I was thinking that Morbius was gonna be my favorite vampire movie this year, but no, that film did not. That film did not live up to the hype, unfortunately. But this film was awesome. This film was great. I loved it. It was funny. It was hilarious. It was scary. It was a bit terrifying. It was great. In the movie, Jimmy Fox plays a vampire hunter, which you must have gathered from the trailer. But he used to be a member of the Union. It's a secret organization that hunts vampires, but he got kicked out of the Union because he broke a lot of the protocols. Because in the movie, humans don't know that vampires exist, and the Union wants to keep it that way. And and you cannot, endanger the lives of humans while hunting vampires. There are a lot of protocols to, doing the job, and he broke a lot of them, and he got kicked out of the Union. So that's why, like when you see in the trailer, he's on his own, like a one man, thing. He's doing his thing on his own. So in the movie, when you uh, kill a vampire, you sell their fangs and for money, which is rather interesting. I like that. I love the line he says in the trailer, like when I see a vampire, I see dollar signs. I love that. That was so funny. I love that. I have this feeling like Snoop Dogg has something to do with that. That line, that was like a rap song. I love that line. That was fun. That was that was hilarious. In the movie, Jamie Foxx is divorced. He has a daughter. She's 10 years old, and he tries to get back into a union because his daughter has some financial needs that he has to meet, and his wife is considering leaving California and moving back to Florida to be with her mom because of the financial um, issues and all that. So he now tries to get back into the union, and he calls on Snoop Dogg to help him out, and Snoop Dogg is a hunter with the union. He's a legendary vampire hunter. He's well loved, well respected. So he's like, I need you to come help me get my old job back and to vouch for me. And so they go up to the union headquarters, and his old boss is not happy to have him back, but Snoop Dogg kind of helps him get his job back. But his boss is like, I have there are gonna be like a couple of conditions. So like in the movie, Jamie was hoping that he could get on the night shift, because notice the movie is called Day Shift. So in the union, they have two shifts for vampire hunters. You're either on the night shift or you're on the day shift. So he was hoping to get on the night shift because it pays better, because vampires come out to hunt at night. They don't come out during the day to hunt. So it's a lot harder to find a vampire to take down during the day. So it's a lot easier at night because they come out to hunt for their prey. So he can kill as much of them as he wants and gets their fangs and sells them. So the money he needs for his daughter, he can make that within just a couple of days. So he was hoping to get on the night shift. So his boss like, no, you're gonna be on the day shift. Hence the title of the movie. So he now tells him that not only that, but you're gonna have to have a union rep go with you, because the last time you were, you broke a lot of the protocols. So we're gonna have someone go with you to see to it that you keep all the rules and regulations of the union. So there we now get to meet Dave Franco's character Seth, and he's hilarious. He's a desk union rep. He's never been in the field. He's never encountered a vampire. He's never shot a gun before. So so he gets told you have to go with Jamie everywhere. So even when he's taking out vampires, you have to be there to make sure he keeps to the protocol. So they go, and that's why you saw in the trailer when they went on their first mission, and he he peed himself after the mission was over. Like that was how scared he was that he actually peed himself, and he almost died. So that was hilarious, and he brings the comedy to the movie. Like he and Jamie, they have this great dynamic, and the moment he comes into the movie, like that's where the comedy kicks in high gear. So he was fun. I didn't know he was that funny. He was hilarious. I loved it. Also in the movie, the main antagonist is played by Carla Souza. In the movie, her name is Audrey. She's the leader of the vampires, and her beef with Jamie was that Jamie killed her daughter. One of the vampires he kills early on in the movie happens to be her daughter. So now she's out for blood. Now she's out for revenge. So she wants to take Jamie down. So it's like the vampire hunter is now being the one hunted by vampires. So that's the main plot of the movie actually. So another thing about the movie I love was there was this fight scene where Scott Adkins was in it. That was he shined in that moment though. Although I almost didn't recognize him because he had facial hair and a very thick accent. I don't know what accent that was, but I was like, this guy looks familiar, but he sounds weird. Then then later I realized that was him, and he has this. He's a martial artist, a great martial artist. I love his movies, and he always incorporates gymnastics with his fight scenes, and he did that in the movie. So I was like, oh, this is Scott Adkins. Okay, oh, that's Scott Adkins. No way, no doubt. Like, yeah, that scene was great. That was one of the baddest action scenes in the movie. That scene was intense. It was scary. It was heart racing. It's like I couldn't even catch my breath because I was worried about Seth getting killed because he's never been in the field, and he's like his second vampire mission, and he almost died. He was always calling on someone to help him, get this vampire off me. He almost lost his life there. That scene was intense. I think he peed himself again after that. I think he did. I don't remember if he did exactly. That scene was funny, and it was scary though. It was very scary. Um, the vampires in the movie, they can twist their anatomy however they want, and that was like that really ups the creep factor. And I remember the first time I saw that was in the Flash. I don't remember what season, but there was a villain in the Flash. What was his name? Ragdoll. Yeah, he has this ability to twist his anatomy. He can fit himself into a box. I was like, that's CGI. It's not possible for a human being to do that, but like, he could do that. So in this movie, the vampires can do that, and that's really really freaky. And the main villain of the movie, like I said, is she's Carla Souza. Um, in the movie, her name is Audrey. I said Jamie killed her daughter earlier on in the movie. In the movie, her mission is that she wants to unite the vampire factions. Because in the movie, we learned that there are 5 different factions of the vampires, and they don't relate, they don't get along, they don't interact, nothing. So she wants to change that. She wants to unite them. Because we learned through her character that, centuries ago, humans used to worship vampires as gods, and she wants to bring that back. She wants to establish that once again. So, so that's like her mission in the movie. And she wants to enable the vampires be able to walk during the day as well. So she's working on like a sunblock cream that will enable vampires to come out during the day as well. So that's like her mission. That's her goal in the movie, to achieve that. So okay, what else? What else did I love? What else did I love about this movie? Oh yes, I love that they brought some new ideas to the vampire mythos. I love that. There was this one where Carla Souza's character says, what was that? She says, that the fangs of the vampires are what makes them predators, and that it's a crude joke from the gods because it's the one thing that they cannot regenerate or live without. So essentially, taking out the fangs of a vampire, you've killed that vampire by doing that. So that's something that I was like, okay, that's interesting. That's a new take. I like that. That's fresh. I like that. Also, we also learned that in the movie that they have familiars. I like that. When there was a scene where Jamie says to Seth, he says, what do you know about familiars? That part was cool. My eyes, like I had this big smile on my face, like, oh my god, because I've not heard that phrase since the Blade trilogy. So I was so excited to hear that, and it was this in the same context as Blade. There was another thing they did to the mythos of the vampires. In the movie, when a human bites, when a vampire bites a human, there's a process of transition where they're in transition to become fully formed vampires. Now, during that process, if the human who is in transition bites another human, then the human that is bitten like ends up like in a worse off situation than the vampires. They kind of like they get the short end of the straw, kind of a way. Because in the movie, we see that vampires are able to mingle with humans because they can appear human. So you won't know that this is a vampire until they, become horrifying and the fangs come out and the skin changes to like pale, so you won't know that they're a vampire. So that's what a fully formed vampire is able to do. But those who were bitten by a human who is in transition to become a fully formed vampires, they look horrifying all the time. They have fangs, they have pale skin, they look horrifying, all the time. So they can't change and look human and look normal. So they're like a really bad situation. So they have to like be in hiding all the time, even at night. They can't. And not only that, but in the movie it was established that these vampires who are in this situation cannot process human blood. So if they feed on a human, they can't keep the blood down. They can't process it. So they can only feed on animal blood. They can only feed on animals. So that's why they need a familiar who would go out and buy animals for them to feed on. So that's kind of like a situation that happened in the movie where we, meet the familiar who Jamie is tracking with along with Seth. That's why he kind of asked him like, "Do you know what a familiar is?" So that was like a situation they dealt with, and that was like their first mission together. So that scene was interesting. Oh gosh, that scene was awesome. That scene was great. I loved that scene. That was hilarious. Another thing that I loved about it as well was that they also had they had this thing where they said if a elder is an elder vampire, they have elder vampires. So if an elder vampire bites a human and turns him into a vampire, that they're harder to kill. So like decapitating, cutting off the head of a vampire is one of the ways to kill them. But the movie is established that if you take off the head of a vampire who was turned by an elder vampire, that they can pick their head up, put it on their necks and get up and go about their day like nothing happened. So that was like, I was like, what? When I heard that in the line, I was like, wait, what? That's crazy. And we actually see that play out in the movie. There was a scene where that happens. Oh boy, when you see that scene was hilarious though. That scene was funny because I was like, wait a second, this is crazy. Because how can a head be on the ground talking and directing its body to like, okay, go to the left, no, go to the right. I'm like, wait a second, he can't hear you. That body, he can't hear you. The ears is attached to your head. So how would the body know to hear your direction as you're giving it direction? Like, okay, no, go to the left. That was funny. There were a lot of funny moments in this movie. Oh gosh, you love it when you see it. If you have seen it, like you know what I'm talking about. No, this movie was great. It was really hilarious. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun adventure, exciting movie. I loved it. I was impressed. Jamie did a great job in this film. I was really, really impressed with this movie. Well, this is where I'm gonna close on this video. So if you've seen the movie, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the movie because it was great. I know you loved it. I know you enjoyed it. So let me know what you thought. If you watched this video to the end and you haven't seen the movie, go check it out and then comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the movie because I know you will love this movie because it was fun, it was exciting, it was entertaining, it was hilarious. I know you love this movie. Dave Franco, actually, when I saw him, I felt he looks familiar, but I couldn't tell where I knew him from. So I was like, this guy looks familiar, but where do I know him from? Then, it hit me that his last name was Franco. So I thought, could he be related to James Franco? And it turns out he is. He's the younger brother to James Franco, who you know as Harry Osborn from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. So that was kind of interesting. So it was good because he was funny. He really shined in this movie. He brought the comedy to this movie. I loved him. He was so fun. It was fun to watch. His reactions to like the scary bits in the movie were funny, screaming and all. It was hilarious. He was truly hilarious. He shined in this movie. I really loved him. So that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.